Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Janine McGowan, and I design cross stitch as the blue flower. This is our last floss tube of the year, the first floss tube we've had since the Jingle Ball, and I wanted to thank so many of you for coming to that event and making it as special as it was. It was so appreciated by all of us, so thank you so much, and certainly to everyone who joined me in class. I hope you had a wonderful time and enjoyed the ball, and that's why we do it, to get a chance to get together at the end of the year. This is the last floss tube of the year, as I said, so I hope you're heading into a good holiday season, and I will look forward to seeing you in the new year with the next video. Jumping right into stitching in action, we've got great stuff this time. First up, we have Autumn Mermaid stitched by Kathy. Now, she stitched this as a retirement gift for her sister who loves the ocean, which I also love. That's such a great idea. She used 32 count slate Lugana, and she did some color changes. Particularly, she had the English ivy thread, which is in the mermaid's tail, and the one that she got didn't have as much variegation as she wanted, so she swapped it out for Weeks seaweed, which is a great swap and a great thing to do. Something like that tail really shows off the variegation, so it's a good opportunity to make sure you really like the thread that you're working with. And she framed it herself using a frame that mimics driftwood. So absolutely well done, Kathy. Thank you so much for sharing that. Next up, we have Festive Forest. This was the Jingle Ball class that I taught this year, and Patsy has done an absolutely beautiful finish of it. I love the way it came out. I love seeing it. She used the little berries on top, but she said she may swap them out for something else later. I have also really enjoyed seeing the different things that people have used for their top embellishment. So hopefully in the weeks to come, I'll have a few more Festive Forest finishes, say that several times fast, to show you. Next up, we have Quillber. Quillber was stitched by Trudy, and Quillber is the fundraising piece for our local animal rescue. So I'll talk a little bit about that later in the video. But I love her finish. She used a piece of 32 count scrap linen, and she did the quills herself. I did two versions in the chart, one which shows the quills placed as I stitched them, and one that leaves just Quillber so you can add the quills in any pattern that you like to make it uniquely yours. I just love it. I love it, and I love her finishing. Pardon me. Whew. I need a bit more coffee today. But I just think the ornament finish is perfect for Quillber, and I couldn't be happier. So absolutely well done, Trudy, and thank you for sharing that. And then finally, we have Christmas Hippo, which was stitched by Molly. This is in the free patterns section of the website. And she used the called for DMC on a piece of scrap fabric, but she said when she was stitching it, she had the song in her head, so she added some of the words, and I couldn't love it anymore. It came out perfectly. So thank you so much, Molly, for sharing that. As always, if you've stitched a blue flower design, I'd love to see it, so you can drop me an email. And I am going to be making some changes to the website going forward. I'll talk about that in a bit as well. But one of the things that I want to do is let you see, when you look at a chart, some of the stitching in action that other people have done with it. So it's a little bit easier to find inspiration for the particular piece that you're looking at. So if you, in the new year, want to go stitch one of these, you'll be able to link directly to some of these great stitching in action finishes. So what I'm stitching, not very much except for market, but I'm almost done with potentially the last market model that I'm going to be stitching. There might be one more sneaking in there, but we'll see. But not too much. I am hoping over winter break to finish those things from Posy Designs. I'm halfway through autumn before Jingle Ball and everything just took personal stitching off of my list, but I really would like to finish that up and then maybe think about the theme for next year. I haven't decided on that yet, so not too much to show. On to Stash Spotlight. It's a little bit tangential to stash, but I have been trying for a long time to get some more display cabinets in my office. Just, not very deep, that I can put small things in, small finishes of mine, things that I've been given that I really like to see. Steph from Lindy Stitches has sent me a number of really special cards over the years, and so I tend to have those around in my office, stuck with a needle minder onto a cabinet, that sort of thing. And I love to have all those things where I can see them, but where they're safe from Rye. And so for a long time, I've been looking for cabinets, and I check Facebook Marketplace every day, and I found a set of 3 of them. So I'll put in a picture. I've got a couple of these cabinets. They're slowly being filled with things, but It's been a real treat. We got those hung up this week, and I'm so enjoying getting to have some of those special smaller items actually out where I can see them regularly. So that's a treat for me. On to World Around. This week, I was talking to my husband about what we want for Christmas because it's a family one and we're just bringing a dessert and a salad, that kind of thing. And so he actually requested ginger cookies. And I thought to myself it would be a great opportunity to learn a little bit more about ginger. I didn't turn off my phone, so I'm going to do that now so it's not dinging on us. But I love ginger. I've talked about that before. You know, I don't love pumpkin spice, even though it contains so many spices that I love, like ginger. But I started to look into it and I learned quite a bit, as always. Ginger has originated in Southeast Asia, but has been in circulation for literally millennia. The ancient Greeks and Romans really appreciated ginger and used it as a regular part of their diet, so it was traveling even then. In the 11th century, ginger came to Europe more through the spice trade. And one thing I read said that in the 14th century in England, a pound of ginger would cost you as much as a whole live sheep. Ginger was also used on sailing vessels to prevent scurvy. They grew it in pots and just kept it on the vessel so that everybody could get a little bit of ginger. It has a lot of health benefits. I've always known it for digestive issues, but apparently because it contains also anti-inflammatories, it can be used topically to reduce pain. Tons of digestive things can even impact things like blood pressure and cholesterol, that sort of thing. It's one of my very favorites, as I've said, and it can be either savory or sweet, which I also love. The flavor that we think of as ginger comes from I'm going to get it right, gingerol? Yeah, gingerol, which is an oil. And as I said, contains both antioxidants and anti-inflammatories. The part of the plant that we eat is actually a rhizome, which is an underground stem, and that's where all the nutrients are stored, and then when the plant conditions are right, it can send up a new shoot from that rhizome right there. One of my favorite personal tips that I've learned about ginger is that you can take your big ginger root and you can keep it in the freezer, so it makes it really easy to grate off just the portion that you need for a recipe. Now, if you're as old as I am, you know that the digestive uses of ginger were perhaps misunderstood. I know when I was young, if you had nausea or you had stomach upset, our parents would give us ginger ale, which in hindsight didn't have any ginger and had a lot of sugar, so not great for stomach upset. But I read that if you are of a certain age and you grew up in Michigan, you were particularly given Verner's ginger ale when you had upset stomach. Nowadays, if my stomach's a little upset, I would take ginger tea or something like that without the added sugar. But all in all, a very important, very versatile herb or spice, and one that I particularly love. I haven't grown it in the garden yet, but maybe next year, who knows? I know our printer does grow it in hers, and so maybe we'll take a look at that. That's the world around for this time, ginger. And perhaps with the holidays coming up, you'll be using some ginger in some of those recipes very soon. Question last video was, what was your favorite kind of pie? And we had a lot of great pie suggestions. I've collected some recipes as well. Question this video is, what are you looking forward to before the end of the year? What are you looking forward to maybe doing or eating or seeing, experiencing? Are you looking forward to a couple of days off? Are you looking forward to seeing your family or watching a favorite movie? Just wanted to hear what you're looking forward to. I am definitely looking forward to a few days off and some time to actually do things like bake that I don't always have time to do. So that's something for me. On to best things. I have finally taken the plunge and started working with a local company to work specifically on my website. I'm not great with the technical stuff, so I've generally learned like just enough to get it going, but I'm hoping that they will be able to really kind of guide me into the next level, doing things like linking stitching and actions to a particular design, so you can see lots of little things like that that I've kind of wanted to do but didn't know how to do myself. And so I'm really looking forward to next year being able to showcase some of those new website design things, and I suspect that they will also get me into some more cohesive social media presentations so that I'll be a little bit more, I don't know, visible isn't quite the word, but more engaged with social media in a way that's useful. One of the things they want me to do is do blog posts about questions that I get asked a lot. And so that's something I would really look forward to doing. And as always, if you do have a question for me that is not about our question of the video, I'd love to hear from you so we can get some of that happening. So that's my best thing. On to giveaway. Last video, it was the pumpkin house, and I've totally forgotten to take the plastic off. My apologies. Not enough caffeine. This is the Chessie and me kit with the pumpkin house. Great, fun little stitch for you, something easy. And the winner is Christina Tremblay 826. So Christina, drop me an email with your mailing address, and I will get that off to you. Now to give away this video, since it is the holidays and we're thinking so much about home, I wanted to do this particular one from Heartstring Samplery. I love this one. And this is called My Sweet Home. It's a little bit tough to see, but there are actually 3 versions, 2 very slightly larger versions. One of them has the house stitched, and one of them has a photograph put in there, and then a smaller version with the photograph, although I'd imagine you could use the stitch as well. So I love the way it can be personalized. I love the way you could put a photograph right on there. None of these are very big, and so it would be a quick stitch. But if you use the word home in your comment, I will pick a winner from the next video, and we will get to send that to you so you can make it for your home. On to announcements. I'm flying through this video. I may be under-caffeinated, but I'm still moving fast. First up, the Quillber design that you saw earlier in the Stitching in Action. This is going to stay up on the website through the end of December only, and the whole purchase price of that, it's just $2, is going to the Animal Ark, which is our local animal rescue and rehabilitation facility. And so at the end of December, I'll count up all of the copies that have sold, and we will get to send them a check for that amount of purchases, and I'm so excited for that. And then hopefully, if I get invited to the Jingle Ball next year, we'll be able to do that again with one of their other animal ambassadors. So really looking forward to that. If you do want to get Quillber, you've got another 10 days or so to buy it from the website and stitch it up any way that you like. We had Sunny, a little mini dachshund, visiting us for about 10 days recently while her family was on a trip. And those of you at the Jingle Ball may have seen her make some appearances. She definitely wants to spend time cuddling wherever the people are, and that's where we were. So the puppy video this time is a little bit longer and includes a lot of mini dachshund fun in it. So that's actually it for me. I hope you enjoy your holidays. Spending time with you this year has meant so much to me, and I am very excited about what the new year holds for us together as well. I have 1 or 2 events to do, and I'm just looking forward to this time that we have to connect. In the meantime, until next year, I hope you really have a lovely holiday season, and I will look forward very much to seeing you in 2025.